how possible is it that there will be in some years a United States of Europe and not the European Union? Hello and welcome. This is Beside News with me, the European. And I think all of you which come from Europe has heard this idea that in the future the European Union of its 27 member states today will be not a union, it will be one state because of the global affairs and also the conflicts, so that Europe will go together and not in the economic sector, also in real life. And this is very interesting because we saw this tendency very huge in the past, but is this also happening today? And which powers are moving forward to this solution? Let's check it out. So let's think about a little bit about the past, because I think so much of you know that Angela Merkel was 16 years the chancellor of Germany, and in her time, a lot of members joined the European Union, and also Great Britain rejoined it. So they moved back, they cut not their relationship, but their membership. And also what very interesting is that in her time, nothing happened to this idea that Europe will be later a state. Why? Because she was a Christian Democrat. This means that the conservative are not so happy about this idea because, and now it's very hard to say, that your state will lose power when there will be a united Europe as a state. Because every state will give power to Brussels. And this is not nice for some states, for example for France, because they have atomic weapons. But the crazy thing is that for France is this not so a huge problem, because Emmanuel Macron, the incumbent president of France, he's saying we need this because Europe will lose power when it won't be a state in the future. And this is a little bit right, because we can see it. China is bigger and bigger, also militarily and politically. Russia is immediately a threat to Europe and also to other parts of the world. We have the United States and we have the African Union, which will grow together and is also coming together. And this could be also happening in South America, but there you have the powerhouse Brazil. So this means our world is more united, not together, only in regional alliances and unions. And this means for Europe that Europe must also go together. Because when not, when every state is cooking its own soup and doing its own thing and making its own laws, then Europe will be back in the backyard and not in the foreground. And this could be okay, but we know it in history that Europe was ever in the foreground. Europe was never in the backyard. So this is the same like with the United States, that they are around 200 years the biggest economy. But what will happen if they were not the first? So these are questions which are very crazy and also hard to answer. But at the end, Europe must, and I think it will grow into one state because of some reasons. Firstly, security. You can't in this today's world save your own state with your own army because of Europe's demographic. So there will be less younger people and more older people. So it's better when you have one army, one security, so one police, and so on, because then it's easier. But the second thing is also the political, because when you have one government, like the EU Commission, for the whole state, then they can work very better and also in the interests of Europe. Because today, the EU Commission is, we don't know why they are, because we have all the governments. And then their position will be clear, and also the position of the leader of the European Union, today it's Frau von der Leyen. Because then they are the ruler, but we have also a little bit from the states like regional governments. And the third thing is the economy factor. Because today, Europe's economy is going together very well. We see this. Without borders, everything is happening in a great level. And this could be an example for the state, so for the European Union as a state, because this shows us that when you have a big union, economic union, you can also be a big state, because we saw this in America. This happens or functions very well with the 52 states, but they are in one country. So this means also Europe can do this. So watch out the future, and we don't know what will happening, but it should be in the interest of the Europeans to be in one state. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was Beside News with me, the European